I increased my salary by £10,000 a year in less than 1 month. This is how I did it. This is how you're going to do it. So let's talk money. Okay, so where is my cup of tea? Okay, I'm back again, and she's back. Just for context, this story happened exactly 1 year ago. I was 26 years old at the time. And I did tell this story quickly over on my TikTok account, but obviously it's short form content over there. I really dialed it down to try and get the shortest story and just get all my points in quickly. So this is kind of the longer version, the more explained version of how I increased my salary by that much in that short amount of time. And this is how you're going to do it as well. So I had just started a brand new job on £22,000 a year salary. Now, looking back at it, in hindsight, that was not enough money at all. So tip number 1 is know your worth. That is so important. Know how much you're actually worth. Know what your time is worth. Know what your skills are worth. And have a look around, have a look at the market, see what other people are getting paid for a similar type of role. In this specific job, it was a social media marketing job, and they basically wanted me to do the Facebook, the Instagram, the TikTok completely all on my own. They also talked about getting me to do Pinterest as well, and at that point I just knew this is way too much. It was way too much for one person to do anyway, and also for £22,000 a year. I honestly thought that was just ridiculous. It was a ridiculously small amount of money. So number 1 is know your worth. And the funny thing is, when I first went to that job interview, there was 3 stages of interviews. 3 stages, which honestly is completely ridiculous. It's way too many stages for an interview. So after the 3 stages of interviews, they finally gave me the job and they said, we want to pay you £19,000 a year. That is absolutely ridiculous. £19,000 a year doesn't even pay my bills. That barely pays for anything. So this is where tip number 2 comes in. Negotiate your salary. So I negotiated it from £19,000 to £22,000. Obviously, like I said before, in hindsight, £22,000 was way too low, but that was just purely my inexperience of dealing with salaried jobs. I should have negotiated a lot more. So negotiate your salary. Know your worth, number 1. Number 2, negotiate your salary, but you have to know your worth to be able to negotiate the right amount. And it's totally okay to ask for more money. You're not going to get more unless you ask for more. So in my case, this was when I had just started a new job. This, in my opinion, is the best time to negotiate your salary, right at the start when they've just given you the job. But you can negotiate your salary later down the line as well. If you've worked in the same job for the same company for a long time and you haven't had a pay rise, go and ask for one. Go and negotiate a higher salary. They're not just going to give you more money unless you ask for it, especially if you're doing a good job. You're doing a good job. You're not complaining about anything. You're not complaining about the pay. Why on earth would they give you anything more? So after 2 months in this job on £22,000, I ended up just quitting. I quit that job on the spot because it made me so incredibly stressed. There was just way too much work. It was like they'd given me the job of a team of people and they were paying me next to nothing for it. So it made me incredibly stressed. I was coming home in tears every single day. It was not worth it. So I left that job and I went looking for another one. So this is point number 3, job hop. The best way that you're going to get an increase in salary is by changing jobs, and there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. I've never had an issue with leaving a job too soon because you can just explain to your next employer the specific reasons why you left that job, and it is totally okay to be truthful about it. So I got an interview somewhere else for a different job. It was a very similar thing. It was still social media marketing, but they wanted a lot less from me, which is the key thing. They wanted less work from me and they were willing to pay me more. So it did work out in the end. Job hopping does work, I promise you. So with this job, I had a phone interview at first and then they called me in for an in-person interview. And after we got through the interview, they actually offered me the job on the spot, and they said they wanted to give me £32,000 a year. So that's basically because they knew my worth. They knew that I had the skills that they needed to help them progress, grow their company, whatever it was, you know. So I obviously took that job, and I was very happy there for a few months. It was working out really well. I actually did the least amount of work in that job than I have ever done in any other job, but it paid more than any other job that I've had before, if that makes sense. So genuinely, job hopping, finding the right company is going to benefit you so drastically. I no longer have that job, and I am now self-employed, but if I were to get another job again, I know that I wouldn't go for anything less than £32,000 a year, because that is now going to be my lowest level. That is going to be the lowest offer that I will take, because I know I'm capable of earning that. So if you want to increase your salary in a really short space of time, know your worth, negotiate your salary, and job hop if you have to. There is no shame in job hopping. This was just my personal experience, but I really hope that you can take something away from it and be brave enough to speak to your boss and negotiate your own salary. Make sure you leave a comment if you've been through anything similar. If you've got any tips about increasing your annual salary, let me know in the comments, and make sure you subscribe for more money content, money saving tips, shopping tips, budgeting, anything surrounding that type of thing. See you next time. I'm out of breath. I'm actually out of breath. Fucking hell.